To say I'm very happy to be here to celebrate this book and congratulate its authors, Charles Allen and Charles Vivedi, but also to celebrate the institution behind the book and its rebirth from the terrible thing that happened to it a couple of years ago. If you're a Bombay boy, the Taj is a part of your life. It starts off with your parents taking you there. Then you take girls there, if you want to impress them, and then you end up taking your children there. And so it's an important place for me, and I'm happy to, as I say, to celebrate it. This is about the Taj, the inception. Bookwood Cemetery stretches for some miles alongside the railway line that runs from London to Portsmouth. In the corner of this vast necropolis, a half-acre of ground is reserved for the dead of the Parsi faith. It contains few graves, since, strictly speaking, burial is an offense against the Zoroastrian religion. But here, buried in a simple mausoleum shaded by pine trees, lie the mortal remains of Jamsetji Basarwanji Tata, who died at Bad Neuheim in Germany in the early summer of 1994. J.N. Tata left behind the legacy of a family name that was to become synonymous with both quality and integrity, having laid the foundation of a great commercial house and a number of charitable trusts that his sons and their successors would continue to build upon and develop in the same unique Tata style. The family name Tata was said to have been derived from the peppery, Tato, hot-headed temper of an early forebear, a trait that later generations of Tatas are said to have inherited. All sorts of weird and fanciful stories have grown up around the building of the Taj. The mere mention of the name of the hotel to any elderly Bombayite almost invariably elicits the reply, "Oh, but you know the story of the Taj, don't you?" That it was built back to front. These old coihers then go on to explain how instead of being built with its open side overlooking the sea and its back to the town, the Taj was inadvertently put up the wrong way round by Indian builders working from the architect's plans. A further garnishing of the tale has the French or Italian architect of the Taj returning from holiday to find, horror upon horror, his masterpiece erected back to front. Unable to live with this folly, he takes the only course open to him and plunges to his death from the newly erected fifth floor. Alas, neither story has any basis in fact. I believe it. Although some degree of mystery does indeed surround the identity of the builders of the Taj. The Taj was laid out with its two wings turned inwards and its lawn and main entrance on the side facing away from Apollo Bunder. And here too, the arguments still continue. Those connected with the Taj have their pet theories. One convincing explanation comes from the daughter of a Goan customs officer who was stationed in the customs shed at Apollo Bunder and witnessed the Taj rising stone by stone. Jamsetji Tata came regularly to watch his great hotel being built. The customs jockey provided the only shelter from the blazing sun, so Mr. Tata used to come there and have long chats with my father. Once my father asked him why he had put the entrance to the Taj at the back, and Jamsetji told him that he wanted the majority of his hotel guests to have rooms overlooking the sea. On the 16th of December, 1903, quietly and with little fuss or public announcement, the Taj Mahal Palace Hotel opened its doors to its first paying guests, all 17 of them. Set rates with full board for a single room were then in the region of 10 rupees or 22 cents, rising to 13 rupees or 28 cents for rooms with an added convenience of fans and attached bathrooms.